Ah. Hey now. Hey everybody. It's RodimusPrimal. I am here. We are chilling out. We are we are live tonight just to chill out for a little bit, and then if we want to, yeah, I'm trying to make it more like a legit live stream. As best as I can. What's going on, everybody? I see you guys all like commenting in the in there. The good, the bad, and the ugly, of course. So we I'm currently working on another Transformers discussion video, and a lot of news is happening. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of interesting stuff, and a lot of challenging stuff. So but I figured I would go live tonight to talk with you guys because I haven't done a live stream in a while, and yeah, I mean, normally I would be going to New York Comic Con. Like right now, this is the week that it's New York Comic Con. Like literally 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago was the last time I was at New York Comic Con, and now, situations make it impossible to go. And I don't think there's anything going on there specifically for Transformers anyway. So it's kind of like not a lot of cool like toy news. So it's like, kind of stinks. Let me see here if I can bring this up. Share screen. There we go. So I'm bringing this up now. I'm at tformers.com. So everybody saw in the images. What we have is the director, Stephen Capel. Yeah, Stephen Capel, I think his name is. He is in Machu Picchu right now with the vehicles for Transformers Rise of the Beasts. And we've got Bumblebee, which is like an off-road version of the Camaro, which is why he's got like the souped-up tires, the weird lights and stuff. Then he's got, you got Optimus Prime, it's the same truck that they used, I think, I could be wrong, in Bumblebee, but they modified it with the bar in the front, but I'm not sure. It's a similar style truck, at least if it's not the same truck. This is actually Mirage over here. This is not Jazz. Everybody's going, oh, it looks like Jazz. It looks like Jazz. It looks like Jazz. It's not Jazz. This is actually going to be Mirage. And the reason why it's Mirage specifically, I mean, first of all, it's a Porsche 911, not a Porsche 935, different car. And Mirage is not a Formula One because, Formula One's not street legal. So you really can't make it a Formula One vehicle to make it Mirage. So they decided to make Mirage different. And I think it's going to be a different personality for the character. Don't know what this van is in the back. I don't know. People have been speculating that it's Wheeljack, that it's Ironhide, that it's someone else. The name has not been dropped, I think, for this character, whoever it is. And the motorcycle is RC. So it's supposed to be RC. From what people have said, the robot mode looks G1, which would not surprise me. So it'd be cool. It'd be cool if it's a G1. If this is Wheeljack, I'd be kind of like about that one, to be quite honest with you. It's like, come on, you couldn't make Wheeljack look like Wheeljack. And it's the same thing with pretty much any Transformer, really. It's not I don't think it's Ratchet. Ratchet's probably gonna look different unless it's Brawn. Wouldn't it be interesting if the van is Brawn? Because Brawn was in the Bumblebee movie. This is a sequel to the Bumblebee movie. And we don't know yet. If it's Wheeljack, it's Wheeljack. It is what it is. We'll see. It is a sequel to the Bumblebee movie. It is not. We do not know, from what we understand. First of all, Michael Bay is in Machu Picchu with Stephen Cable, which is, for a lot of people who love Michael Bay, it's great. And for a lot of people who dislike Michael Bay, people are going, harping on it. But the reality is that it's the Bumblebee movie starts a new storytelling universe. What about Beachcomber? Fits the kind of fits the hippie vine. Yeah. that would be, it's just one of those questionable vans, right? You wish the Porsche was Jazz instead of Mirage. Yeah, but it is definitely what's it call it? It's the Porsche is definitely Mirage, and it's that's who that is specifically. And then we have the villains, and we definitely know that this truck is Scourge or Scourge, or I always say Scourge. That's the way that I say it. And this souped up car is Nightbird. So we know, like, Scourge is basically going to be like Nemesis Prime, like from Robots in Disguise 2001. So these are supposed to be the Terrorcons, and this is going to be the Terrorcon Nightbird. And I don't know who this is supposed to be. We don't know. We haven't gotten a word yet on what that character is yet, but it looks cool. This vehicle is supposed to be like from what the pictures people have said what the robot mode looks like. Supposed to be, it's supposed to be like almost like a monster, like kind of thing. Like, so, yeah. Oof, at least not calling him Nemesis. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them calling him Nemesis Prime. I mean, to me, that's who it should be. But then again, because, Scourge, to me, I got 3 Scourge figures there on the, on the desk over there. And that, out of the way, Michael Bay. So, don't know, is the tow truck locked down? I don't think the tow truck is locked down. I don't know if, Tow Cutter. Don't know. I don't know if they've said what the character name is yet. Same thing with the van. So we might actually, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more Transformers characters that we have not yet seen completely. Like, these are just the ones in Machu Picchu and we see initially. And maybe there's more. So that would be kind of cool if there's more Transformers characters than what we see in the movie. But, because like I said, we know it's RC, Mirage, Bumblebee, Optimus, and Unknown. Rumor is that the tow truck is Hunger. That would be an interesting, rumor right there, for sure. Am I excited for Rise of the Beasts? I'm cautiously optimistic. Live action films have a, I have a love-hate relationship with them. So to me, like, there's like one really, Bumblebee was much better than, we get to see G1 Megatron, maybe. They haven't announced Decepticons. I wonder if there's going to be no Decepticons in this, like if the movie is kind of bloated and these characters are going to all end up getting killed by the end of the movie, and it's going to set things up for, watch, the 2007 movie. Watch, they'll end up doing it that way. Because this movie is supposed to take place in the 90s. Bumblebee was a good movie. That is for sure. So I don't know, like, everyone is, they just said it's not Hunger. Okay. Interesting. So we're definitely getting Beast Wars characters out of this too. So interesting into who it's going to be. Now, yeah, they're probably all going to get killed. So if you guys have not seen this yet, the Takara Transformers Raiden project, the first of them is getting shown is Shuki. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the Headmasters anime, it takes place after the return of Optimus Prime, ignores the rebirth, has an entire series on the Headmasters and Target Masters, and the train bots were introduced in the Headmasters anime, And they actually came from the Diaclone toy line. They were a combiner that was released at the same time as the Constructicons in Diaclone before they got brought over to Transformers, or at least the Constructicons did, but the Trainbots did not in US, Transformers. But the trains themselves, see if I can actually bring this up in, with on TFW here, so we can actually get some official images. Like he looks awesome, but thing is going to be masterpiece scale. So we're going to have a huge combiner out of him, and the train bots are cool. I think that I would love to see the train bots actually get released. Personally, I would like to see a chug scale one, because to me, like, that's the thing. Like I'm very much in love with the scaling for the War for Cybertron trilogy. I think that's like perfect scaling for Transformers, personally. For most of them, most Transformers anyway. What is your thoughts on Cybertron Falls CGI fan film? I may have seen it, and I think I might have seen like the images on it, but I'm not sure. So yes, chug scale all the way. Yeah, but the train bots here look cool. This is going to be, I think this is definitely going to be masterpiece scale. And that's kind of cool. They actually have a seat for you to sit in to pilot this, which is, it's just neat. And comes with a train track. I wonder if it's going to probably come with like a full scale, like, train set for trains to ride on. Probably like that'll be like the selling point out of a masterpiece Raiden. And Raiden, once you collect all, I guess everybody will be sold individually, and then you'll be able to combine it into Raiden. And then I wouldn't be surprised if like combiners come back, because apparently there's a rumor, and with next year's Transformers toy line, there's rumored to be called Transformers Legacy. And the rumor is that the combiners are coming back, and they're going to start with Menasor. So that will be really cool to see when they actually do that. So let's go back to T-Formers here and take a look at some more of the Transformers news. We've got a Takara Transformers 10 Segrete base Optimus Prime set official images. So this is going to be sold for, I'm guessing it's like around $75, tax included. It was what the yen is, I think, to to Optimus Prime. They took the Kingdom mold and they colored it as Optimus Prime, and he comes with an anti-gravity stand. So if you like Kingdom Ultra Magnus, that's what I meant, Kingdom Ultra Magnus. So I misspoke there. Kingdom Ultra Magnus, if you like that figure, they've recolored him into Optimus Prime, which is really, really cool. So if you like it, it reminds me of Energon. It reminds me a lot of Energon Optimus. Everyone called Energon Optimus Fatimus, because he's chunky. Chunky Optimus. So, yeah, and that's a straight repaint. You need a new gun. I definitely agree with you there. Definitely agree with you there, Raziel. So, I mean, he looks okay. Do I want it? No. Do I need it? No. Is it cool? Yeah, I guess so. It comes with this stand, right? So you can get this Optimus. Yeah, Chonkamus. This is going to be Chonkamus Prime. It's like an anti-gravity stand. The idea is like he can fly. Yeah, never liked Energon Rodimus. Yeah, I agree with you there, Fire Brothers. And my brother is too busy. He couldn't be here today because he is currently at work. Yeah, he's currently at work. So, yeah, that's my really bad take on Fire Brothers intros right there. So yeah, the stand, you can actually buy the stand separately. Yeah, it's just a straight repaint on the gun. You can actually buy this. I think the gray stand comes with it, and then you can buy a red one or a purple one. So I think that's like the case here. So like if you buy the Optimus, it comes with the gray stand and all these little parts to put it together. And then if you want the red one or the purple one, then they're sold separately. Now, when I finish with this video, I'll actually put I'll leave affiliate links so that if people want to buy it, but or at least like one of the stands, like that's the thing. Like if you just want the stand, that's obviously your choice. But like I said, to me, like I already have like a bunch of stands. It's like, kind of cool, but definitely not my thing there. Some people are like, oh yeah, I didn't know I wanted this. I'm like, okay, cool. Some people didn't know they wanted it. The next thing I want to talk about is Victory Saber. So let me actually hit refresh here because I actually brought this up a little while ago. And we are looking at 15,106 backers with 3 days remaining for Victory Saber, which means that Victory Saber has unlocked the V-Lock cannon with the blast effects. And the 17,000 backers will be the display stand and the shield, along with it's a repaint of Stakeout and I think it's Red Hot, and it's actually now Fire and Holy are the two Autobot Micromasters. Now, Holy was basically the Bumblebee of Transformers Victory, so it's worth it for that alone. But if you already have Stakeout, it's kind of like the same thing. Victory, to me, like Victory Saber is awesome. I want the figure. I'm already backing it, so it's already backed, right? Which means that I'm already going to get it. I'm already going to get the V-Lock cannon and the blast effects, which is great. But I'm hoping that the next 5,000 comes in the next 3 days. And I don't think that they've actually gotten the. I don't think that they actually got the. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think that they've added the international backers yet. So once they add in the international backers, I'm sure it'll shoot over. But everybody wants it. Get in on it. Yeah, Takara Tomy Mall is actually like you can get. I think the Japanese audiences are going to get through them, and I think the UK and I don't know where else they're going to add in all the extra, people who are ordering it. Raziel, thank you very much for the super chat. Sid, did you get on the bandwagon of super chat quick bits reward system yet? Just kidding. Look, oh, I want to. Because I know, like my you guys know I'm friends, friendly, friends, but we all talk online. Patriot Prime and Kato, like they got their like rotations of videos that every time they get a super chat, the what's it called? they play a video, and I have to like make something. I need to make a video that would be like cool for a super chat. But, I can just say awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Any help to the channel helps right now, because right now YouTube I'm going to say this right now because, as we're talking about it, YouTube's algorithm has been, rough. And I know a lot of people say things like, oh, well, you should, what's it called? It means that you're not like engaging on your audience, or you're not, posting enough videos, or if you're not like, I'm sitting there going like, okay, well, I'm posting a video at least once a week, right? I'm posting a video at least once a week. But I look at my analytics and it literally tells me impressions are down, which means that it's not showing my videos. It's showing my videos to less people. Like it literally, the analytics are legit telling me that, even though I'm pumping out videos as much as I can and working on videos as much as I can. It's not, it's not, it's getting harder. It's getting harder to be a YouTuber. That's for sure. So, but am I worried about it? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. If I had more channel members and patrons would definitely level things out, for all the work that I do. Because I mean, I spend hours on videos. I can let you guys know here is a video I'm currently working on, and I still have to edit the rest of the audio, the second half of the video of this next character that I am working on. And this just to show you like all of the edits that I do when I edit these videos. It takes me hours on end to work on this stuff. And it's just like, that's how I work. And I share it on my Facebook page, and I share it on my Twitter account, and I share it on Instagram, like all the times I post a video and stuff. But definitely YouTube's algorithm is super inconsistent. It can upload nothing for a week and the analytics could be up or down. Yeah, completely. Totally. So, and just being a subscriber helps too. I'm shooting right now. We're at 86,000 subscribers, close to 87. Right. And, thank you very much for being a subscriber. Yeah, it helps. But the other thing is to, if you watch my videos, like my videos, watch another one of my videos. It definitely helps with that. And if you're wondering what video editor I use, currently I've been using Corel Video Studio Ultimate, which is, not that expensive. And it does everything I needed to do. I mean, I've thought about getting things like Adobe Premiere, but that's really like ultra expensive, or others. But Corel has been, pretty decent. They all for the most part do most of what you need. You just have to learn the ins and the outs of the program to, for video editing. So, is a new Transformers game still happening? I've heard a lot of up and downs about it. Like from what I understand now, it's dead. Fortnite dance every super chat. I don't know how to do the floss. Who is my favorite Decepticon? That's a tough question, because tough question would be that they, like, I love Galvatron. Like I absolutely love that character as far as like G1 cartoon insane Galvatron. I also really like, man, there's just like so many characters. Soundwave is definitely one. Yeah, don't bring Fortnite here ever. I was thinking when, speaking of Metroplex, if you guys had not seen I'm wondering if it got taken down already. I think it got taken down already. So let's actually see if TFW didn't pull theirs down. I do know that at New York Comic Con right now, Diamond Selects has these little mini figurines, which are kind of cool. And it's not my thing. Seeing Blaster, you know what bothers me about this Blaster? I want a new Blaster, and there's talk that they're going to do a Blaster in Legacy. So we'll see what they do with it. And then there's Optimus, there's Shockwave, Starscream, and Bumblebee. There's Megatron. This is TFW 2005. So, and then T-Formers is the other news site that I use usually. Like I'll switch between the two of them. My intro tune that I use, the music, is actually from the guy who owns TFW 2005. I met him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's cool. You can use it. It's like, it's really, really cool." And then, this is the other thing that I definitely wanted to talk about was Black Zarak. They finally got some images on him. Really, really cool. Awesome. I don't have Scorponok yet. I know a friend of mine on the channel here has Scorponok, and he loves it. Like a couple other people really love Scorponok, but you've seen a Soundwave that's a pretty good Black. I don't want them to retool Soundwave. I want Blaster to be Blaster. Like I want him to be a ghetto Blaster. I want that like classic transformation. I want him to have the cassette door. I want all of that stuff. So Black Zarak looks cool though. Definitely looks cool. Black Zarak is Scorponok. Scorponok at the end of Headmasters is killed. Or actually, yeah, the Transtector which is basically the big body for Scorponok, was destroyed, and what was left was the mini robot here. This, you can see he's kind of like damaged. He gets rebuilt. He builds himself a new Transtector, and even though he's damaged himself, and builds, gets a new deco, so he's reborn as Black Zarak. So that's, yeah, he's just awesome. Just like so cool looking. Who is my favorite 13th original Prime? I would say Alpha Trion. Straight up. Want to see a Transformers anthology series that stories focus on different characters and factions? I've actually talked about that here. I said that if I was given the reins to continue, imagine instead of 20 years of Transformers rebooting every 20 years, like every 3 to 5 years, they reboot Transformers and they retell Optimus Prime and Megatron all over and over and over again. Instead of doing that, why not continue where G1 left off? Let a super fan who understands the franchise, understands the characters, me, right? But if I was given the reins to do so, what I would do is I would do an anthology series for the first season. And what I would do is let it bridge the gap between the old fans and the new fans. So have it be like, imagine telling an episode or a 2-part episode that tells the origin of the Protectobots, but has something to do with what the present storyline is. So have flashback episodes where they go back and forth to the past and then to the present. You continue on where G1 left off, and then once you bring the Decepticons to Earth and to Cybertron, they attack. So there's a back and forth going on, and let a couple of episodes like set things up that way. So thank you very much for the super chat, Anthony Haas. What is your gut feeling if we will get a Snarl in Studio Series 86? I think we are definitely going to get one. I think we're definitely going to get one. I think that they're going to do the next one. I think is going to be Sludge. And then I think there's talk that Swoop is going to be a Voyager. Personally, I hope he's a leader. I want all 5 Dinobots to scale. Like, Grimlock was amazing. Grimlock was just straight up awesome. I want all 5 Dinobots to scale, and I would love to sell off Volcanicus because I have him and I don't like him. Kind of like the Regeneration 1 comics. Kind of like that, but not. I don't like the ending to Regeneration 1, so but it would be a continuation very much like Regeneration 1 in that respect. Yeah. Out of here. RP. Thanks a lot, Eric. By the way, let me actually see if I can bring this up. I just bring this up really quickly for you guys because I think you guys are gonna. If you've not seen my Teespring store before, there we go. Bam. Here is my Teespring store. I just made some new t-shirt designs. If you like the NWO, I did the CWO, I did that in a mask. I did the new symbol on a t-shirt. I got an Optimus Prime faceplate. I've got it on mugs and stuff. So I've been working on this stuff. I got like the patriotic t-shirt there. Guns don't kill people, Megatron kills people, which is very much based on the Happy Gilmore. And Grimlock is Dynamite, so it's Grimlock on a t-shirt there, and then Megatron as a faceplate, and got sweaters and Grimlock, RC, Friendosaurus. If you got kids, this is great for kids. You got Soundwave. Kicking it old school is Bumblebee on top of Blaster. And then, I did the inverse for CWO, so with the black lettering, because this way you can do the NWO Wolfpack. So like those are the cool ideas that I came up with when I, all the different t-shirt stuff that I've made. And I think it's kind of cool. And looks like the Victory Saber is already starting to go up, which is still a good thing. Speaking of Dinobots, don't like calling slag slug. Yeah, it's like, yeah, calling your mom. So if I'm missing your questions, I'm sorry if it's passing by. And yeah, I got He-Man on the t-shirt. My kids love He-Man. They love He-Man. My son, he'll pick up like a sword or something like that, toy sword, and he'll be like, by power of Grayskull. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. My daughter will actually do the She-Ra one, so she'll say for the honor of Grayskull. And they both love the original 1980s He-Man and She-Ra. So by the way, Squeaker, bring back the souvenir from Rise of the Peace on vacation. You love Bumblebee? A lot of people love, you know something? Oh, let me actually grab that real quickly. I picked up this book here. So let me actually stop sharing my screen. I picked up this at Retrocon, and I met Dan Gilvezan while I was there, and so this is actually a very, very good book, and I enjoyed the heck out of it because he has, where is it? It's a really short book, but he's got some images of while at the at different places, and it's kind of cool to see like that kind of stuff in there. And this is actually the other cool image that he actually brought in there. This is Dan Gilvezan, and that is Frank Welker. And this is actually the studio, Wally Burr's studio, where they actually recorded. So it's kind of one of the cool things. And I actually got this autograph from Dan Gilvezan. And so after hearing Dan Gilvezan talk, I really can't think of Bumblebee of any. Like Dan Gilvezan to me is Bumblebee. So without Dan Gilvezan, you are taking away his voice. So like that's kind of how I feel about it. And he was awesome. Really, really cool. He was also Spider-Man. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends was his first voice acting gig. So he was Spider-Man in that. Frank Welker was Iceman and Miss Lion and a bunch of other things. And then, of course, they went on to do Transformers. So after Wheeljack and Ratchet died, do you think the Autobots kept up with the Dinobots, upgrading them? Hoist and First Aid? Probably. Maybe. Yeah, Pipes. And I definitely should do a character on Pipes. Skyfire is definitely in the background there. I got my whole like shelf there. Not really set up nicely, but I've been messing around with stuff, trying to figure out if I'm going to do a tour review or not. And if I got Galvatron there, I actually have to do this to him. Patriot Prime told me about this, and it is this tool right here. This one, the third one, is what you use after using a hair dryer on Galvatron's shoulders, so I can fix his shoulder. So that's going to be fun. And then I'm going to get the 91 isopropyl alcohol right there is what I'll use to get the schmutz off of him. What do I think is the best? Oh, let's see, where was it? I kind of lost it there. So what do I think is the best written character from the Unicron trilogy? There are a lot of characters in the Unicron trilogy that they did something cool with, and then they dropped them. And then they just became background fodder. Wheeljack, they did that with. Even though I don't like the idea of Wheeljack being a Decepticon or looking like Sideswipe. They should have called him something like Blackjack. It would have been a better name. Starscream, I guess you can say, is probably the most well-written, in the Unicron trilogy. Like, he was kind of like, for the most part, consistent, like up with some ups and downs. Like Wing Saber, they had a whole storyline for him, and then he becomes Wing Saber, and then he's just basically like parts for Optimus. That was his whole character arc. Rodimus had a great character arc, and then they dropped him. He just became background fodder. A lot of people say Armada Starscream, but I don't know. So But like, I mean, the Transformers news has been kind of rather on the light side too. I guess because they're saving a lot of stuff for, what's the word I'm looking for HasCon or PulseCon, right? And that's what they're calling it at the end of the month. And here's the thing: I'm going to be at TFCon during PulseCon, so I'm going to be in Baltimore, right? And they're going to be doing the online PulseCon, so everybody's going to be there doing their thing. So, but yeah, and it's going to be fun. I think it'll be fun, like, because anyone who's going, if one of the things I noticed a lot of people were, I noticed a lot of people at RetroCon. Some people said to me, they were like, "Oh, I was kind of too afraid to come up to you before because you were doing something," and I was like, I'm a human being, dude. Like, I'm just some guy. Like, I'm just a YouTuber. Like, I'm not that. I don't think of myself as that special. I know you guys really love my YouTube channel and watch my videos, and I appreciate the subscribing, the watching, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm approachable. So I don't sort of looking for. I don't say, hey, don't come up here to, no. Everything is cool. So I respect you as a person in your channel. I appreciate that. Neo Zoik. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Also be interesting if you did Bayformers Bill rewrite it like the Star Wars rewrite videos. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, who is it? I believe it was Ivan Ortega, I think, was trying to redo The Last Jedi. I don't think it could be saved because you have the problem of that what's it called? Like, The Force Awakens is already kind of not so great of a movie. So yeah. Like, it's just all a bad trilogy. PulseCon is, it's October 22nd and 23rd. Like, while it's gonna be online. Am I looking forward to TFCon? Yeah, I am. I know a lot of other people are gonna be there. I think who is it? What's it called? I know a lot of people are gonna be there, like the other YouTubers are gonna be there. And then who is it? Like, why am I drawing a blank right now? Yeah, I know, like Bob, Buddy, Yancey are going to be there. And actually, I think I can bring that up now because, okay, it's still up there. Let me actually share the screen again. Yeah, Xavier Paul Cadeau, who is the voice of Dead End in Cyberverse, is going to be at Baltimore. We already know that Bob Budiansky is going to be there, that Venus Terzo is going to be there. I think David Kay is going to be there, but I don't think that Gary Chalk is going to be able to make it. Absolutely would sink 6 hours into RodimusPrimal movie rewrites. Have a feeling PulseCon will reveal the first 2 waves of Legacy. Oh yeah, speaking of which, check this out. This is a apparent leak. It's apparent. Again, this is on TFW 2005 on their page. So they have apparently a leak here of Transformers Legacy, and the Titan class apparently is going to be Metroplex from Cybertron. Now, for those of you who want it, cool. Me, nah. I want that. I want a new Metroplex that's a city mode. So, and yeah. Looks cool. Looks really cool. The vehicle mode is exactly what you expect, but not my thing. And that was more of that news there. So that's all on TFW 2005 there. Oh, and this, if you want to spend extra money for a Santa Claus themed Optimus Prime, okay, Super 7. Probably be like what, like $30 for that thing? Yeah, nothing beats G1. That is for sure. You want a Fall of Cybertron Metroplex? He's expensive now. I think I saw like it was like $300-$400. I think I saw in box for him. Yeah, he's expensive right now. If you want like that I think it was Thrilling 30, the Legacy Triptychon, like maybe make him a little bit bigger, right? Thank you very much, Elite. Thank you for the contribution. I really appreciate that. No, it wasn't Fall of Cybertron. It was it was themed after Fall of Cybertron, right? Here, if I go to TF Wiki, right? And just look up Metroplex. You have it was Titan class was this bad boy right here. Like that was Generations Thrilling 30, the Metroplex. And that was actually what they based Fall of Cybertron the game on. So like they legit, like I think based that on that. So I could be wrong. So I want the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games to get re-releases on Nintendo Switch. That would be cool. I think it's the licensing is gone. So that's what caused that. Like you're not going to see they use voice clips from Fall of Cybertron. Okay. Metroplex on Amazon is $1,000. Jeez. And he's huge. Yeah, Victory Saber. Victory Saber is awesome. He's fully funded as far as production, and they got the first tier. They still need the second 2 tiers. So anybody who wants one, you got 3 days if you want to order one. Otherwise, you're going to spend extra because I ordered 2. And the 2 is Fort Max is $700. Yeah, way too expensive right now for those big Transformers. Thoughts on Optimus and Megatron being brothers in current media? Don't like it. Never liked it. Never liked the idea. I don't like it. Here's the thing. The video I'm currently working on shows the first origin between Optimus Prime and Megatron. And the origin between Optimus Prime and Megatron, well, actually not Megatron, but between Optimus. Optimus was a young warehouse worker named Orion Pax, and he worked with his best friend Dion and his girlfriend Ariel. And Megatron was far off in the distance, didn't know who he was. Oh, there's some new Transformers. They can fly. Like I heard that they can fly now. That's kind of cool. That's a really cool ability. Yeah, I heard that they were like doing war and stuff like that. Well, who cares about that stuff? They got Guardian robots. We don't got to worry about that. Megatron arrives and then says, "Oh, what do you got here?" "Oh, I got an energy." Just what I wanted to hear. Kill them all. Megatron slaughtered everyone there. And from because of the time travel in that episode, the aerial bots brought the dying Orion Pax to Alpha Trion, who rebuilds Orion Pax into Optimus Prime. So Megatron was like hardcore evil back then, and would sneak in and say, "Oh, hey, I'm your friend. It's a pleasure to meet you." Like, "Oh yeah, sure," but like, doesn't matter. He ended up the first person that Megatron shot with no remorse was Ariel, who was rebuilt into Elita 1. He didn't even like hesitate. He just like points his blaster at her and just shot her right in the chest. So yeah, you just recently watched that episode. That episode is War Dawn. So Orion sound like me, except I don't want to be Prime, just a humble bot named Cryo. Need to. Yeah, he can't retire. You need to like cryo freeze. You can actually, if you guys saw my last retrospective, which was a Generation 1 retrospective, I cover the entirety of the Generation 1 cartoon. I place all of the episodes in their proper chronological order in that video and explain a lot of stuff. And then you can go ahead and watch those episodes in that order. So, and right now on YouTube right now, also all 98 episodes of the G1 cartoon are on YouTube, so you can watch it. So, why is that a pun of Wardon? I don't know. Well, Megatron's motto is peace through tyranny. So his whole motto is, I will conquer and then there'll be peace. I will rule and then there'll be peace. And even then, I still want to conquer. That's Megatron's whole motto, is peace through tyranny. So we need a voice actor that can give a credible voice to Optimus Prime, not just do Pete. Yeah. It's going to be, no matter what happens, it's going to be hard. You know, if 15, 20 years from now, you know, they're going to have to figure out like, okay, what are we going to do as far as like new voice talent that can really take over? Because Peter Cullen needs to be Optimus Prime until like, you know, until forever. And here's the thing. You know, I thought about this. Disney does not allow their characters to not have a voice actor that sounds like the character. They always try to have someone sound like the character that's supposed to sound like, right? So like that's Disney thing. Mickey Mouse always sounds like Mickey Mouse, and they've had different Mickey Mouses over the years. You know, Russie Taylor was Minnie Mouse for a while, and they recently replaced her, but she was Minnie Mouse for like 20 some odd years, right? 25 years, 30 years, I think she's been Minnie Mouse. And then she passed away, and then they got someone that sounds like her and close, very close, and is a voice actor, as an actual voice actor. That's the thing. They need someone who's an actual voice actor that can do that voice. And that's the thing. Like you watch, you know, War for Cybertron, and he goes from Optimus to Batman in 2 seconds. David K noticed you on a Christmas stream. That's awesome. David K is an awesome dude. You know, to me, he is perfectly Megatron. He is perfectly Megatron in so many ways. But Beast Wars Megatron specifically. So, but yeah, couldn't they deep fake his voice? I don't know if they could, like if it would sound right. Thoughts on the TFI creations and his works? I don't know who that is. Yeah. Tell me you forgive me. Ah! That's exactly what that was. Who is my favorite cast from G1? I'm not sure I understand that one. Don't hire people who just did memes in a Peter Cullen impression. Yeah. Nobody can replace Peter Cullen. That is for sure. And he's a humble dude. He's a really humble and shy dude. That's basically what you can tell from him. I mean, Dan Gilvezan even said it. Like he's like, yeah, he's a very, you know, reserved, shy guy. What do I think of Transformers comedy? I don't know. Any hopes for a legacy? Yeah. You know, here's the thing about legacy. From what I've heard, the rumors. Again, rumors. I don't know. I only see what like people are posting online. Legacy is supposed to be a mix. So everybody complained that War for Cybertron was too G1. Okay, well, what if we mix in a bunch of G1 characters and Kingdom? I mean, first of all, the last part of War for Cybertron was Beast Wars, right? So they mixed in Beast Wars with Generation 1. We'll now mix in Generation 1 with characters from, let's say, Animated and the Unicron trilogy, and maybe a Prime character. Do that kind of stuff. That's going to be kind of cool. And I think that's what they're going to do with Transformers Legacy. Maybe we might see a better Optimus Prime than the Earthrise mold. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll see a Armada cartoon accurate tidal wave, which I actually have the Japanese Takara Shockwave, which is actually the Japanese tidal wave, basically in purple. So like that, like for the cartoon accurate colors, but imagine someone doing something like that. What if they did Demolisher? Demolisher would be great. So, but I want to see more of the Japanese series. So Peter Cullen is the Kevin Conroy of Transformers. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, because it's kind of like, that's Batman. That is Batman. So are the G1 figures to receive Generations update? Gears needs one. Swerve. Right now we already got Pipes, right? We need I think we need better cassettes. Like the cassettes themselves, because like the Micromaster size ones were not that good. Even though I like the scaling for that particular Soundwave, I would want them to fit in scale with Soundwave, like figure wise. But yeah, Japanese pretenders. Metal Hawk. I would love to see Metal Hawk. Power Master Optimus Prime. At this point, he would probably be a commander class because of the transformation necessary to do him right. And they would probably do him with God God Jinrai, so to make him make him Power Master with Apex armor. You'd like to see a legacy take on Nitro Convoy or a Cybertron Override. Constructicons inferior. Soundwave superior. Constructicons inferior. Who are you calling inferior? Nobody would follow an uncrasmetic board. Oh man, messing it up. Since Chris, I don't know. I don't know if getting the Funimation voice actors would be the best choices. A live action version of G1 movies, maybe. I don't think that they would do it justice at this point, because they deviate too much from the source material nowadays. Scroll up and see what else everybody's talking about. Bring on those super chats and we are more than meets the eye. How long have I been on now? I've been on now for... Wow, I got 130 people watching. We've been on for 50 minutes, almost a whole hour. Netflix Soundwave is hard to find. I hope they actually re-release him. I know a lot of people had a hard time finding him. So it would be awesome. And yes, we need a buzzsaw. Definitely need a buzzsaw. I would like to see maybe a better scaled Shockwave. I liked C Shockwave, but he felt a little too small. You think Scourge is going to be another Lockdown? Probably. It's going to be a one and done character. Yes, I do hope the aerial bots, because we do know that we're getting or at least rumored to get Stunticons. So, ever thought of a cassette combiner? Yeah. You got Takara's Sound Blaster. Nice. That's the one without so much battle damage, right? So, yeah, Superion. Yeah, Power Glide needs an update for sure. Definitely Power Glide. Definitely needs an update, or at least because I missed out on the Unite Warriors, or Combiner Wars one. Probably. Sent an image on Facebook. New blaster? Huh. Let me actually see if I can see that. I'm going to bring that up now and see if that is worth my time. Thank you very much again, Rico, for the super chat. Come on. Facebook is super slow nowadays. I cannot stand Facebook. It's like I had to use them all for different media, what have you, and they all take their good sweet time. Hmm. I could see it, but does it have the I don't know if I'm feeling it or not. It's too much like I'm torn on that one. I really am. Like I don't know if that looks right, you know? I think it's people have shared it on Instagram. I don't want to like leave certain things open. So I'm not going to bring that up, but wow. It might be good. He's supposed to be come with at least one cassette. Okay, cool. Hope we get a new Windblade toy. Yeah, I do hope to get a new Windblade toy, one that actually has a better shape, because the Titans Return one was square, very square. Aerial Bots got job 6-shot. Yeah. 5 up, 5 down. It's like shooting cyber ducks in a barrel, right? Really hope we get the remaining Dinobots. Absolutely. Absolutely. How's it going there, Edgardo? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Yes, both Windblade and Slipstream I would love to see. And I would like to see for Slipstream, I want her to follow the Seeker mold, like have like the mold of a Seeker, but be like feminine. And then you can make a whole line of female Seekers. You know, have Decepticon Seekers. How awesome would that be? So we have Grimlock and Slag. We are apparently going to get Sludge next, and then Swoop. But I'm hoping for Snarl. Everyone's hoping that Snarl is at least still on the list. Firebird Windblade? Slag. It's Slag. I did not get the 4K Blu-ray. I actually did not buy it because I have the regular Blu-ray and I don't have a 4K TV, so it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch. Like I don't know if I want to buy it. Yeah, I mean I can still buy it, so I still will. But when I'll get there when I get there. Do I like Barricade as a Prowl recolor? Yeah, I missed out on both sets, unfortunately. I want Barricade. I already have a punch counterpunch, and I want that Barricade, but I also really, really want that Prowl on Ironhide, as well as the Dirge and Ramjet, because they didn't get very good releases. You know, apparently a half of them are at the bottom of the ocean, so they didn't even go to Canada. Rewatching G1 the other day, Snarl is the only Dinobot to be animated with a sword as a weapon. Yeah, that is true. All 5 Dinobots came with weapons. They came with blasters, and I believe they all came with missile launchers. So, and swords. They all came with swords, yeah. Who is your ideal 5-man band of the Autobots? Evil 5-man band? I think that's a tough question. It's a tough question because of course you always have Optimus and Bumblebee. Ironhide, Jazz. Yeah, Ironhide Jazz would be along with maybe Prowl. Yeah, would be your 5 Autobots. And then Decepticons would be Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave. And then would have his entire cassette army. And then you'd have to have Thundercracker and Skywarp. So there it was. Gears. Yeah, we definitely need Gears. Cliff Jumper. Optimus thrones for Decepticon. Yeah, thrones are for Decepticons. I'd rather roll. That's my really bad Optimus impression. I think I do a better Megatron than I do Optimus, personally. So if I try to do Megatron, it's kind of like a where was it? I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. You will do exactly as I say. Yeah, that's my tired and not doing so, not really trying Megatron. And it's an impression, it's not really acting. So I really like the Rock Cliff Jumper. Yeah, he was good as Cliff Jumper. Where was it? There it is. I appreciate that model sound card. I keep hitting, like, I go to hit a comment and it goes to do the next one. Thanks, Engineer Hoist. Speaking of Engineer Hoist, if you guys have not seen his channel, definitely check him out and subscribe to him. Good guy, very good guy. What's my favorite Megatron insult? Ooh. You couldn't lead androids to a picnic. What makes you think you can pretend to lead the Decepticons? That was a good one. You're either lying or you're stupid. Do a Wreck-Gar impression. I need to actually have his quotes, and it's a very British like sounding voice, especially if you're doing the Eric Idle one. So it's not going to sound right, and I can't really do a that kind of voice. Skids was actually in 2 episodes, Aaron. Skids was in Triple Takeover in vehicle mode, and he was in just watched it recently too. The Insecticon clones are in that one. Quest for Survival. That's right. Quest for Survival. Duke to go in his well, okay, so where was I? I'm losing it. There it is. Why do I like Rodimus Prime? Okay, are you guys ready to hear why I like Rodimus Prime? So, you guys want to know why I like Rodimus Prime? Here we go. First and foremost, brand new character shows up in the Transformers movie. Already loved Transformers at that point. Saw the 1986 movie, thought Hot Rod was so cool looking. He did exactly the kind of thing that I would do in my teenage years. Jump in head first and do something to try and save someone, really honestly believing it's the right thing to do. Because he honestly believed it was the right thing to do. It unfortunately put him in a hostage situation, which allowed Megatron to gain the upper hand and kill Optimus Prime. Megatron killed Optimus Prime. So Hot Rod has to live with the guilt of the fact that he tried and failed, right? Tried. But he has to live with that guilt. And Rodimus, Hot Rod goes through the movie and he's basically like trying to come to terms with it. And trying to be his own character. He's growing as the story progresses, and by the end of the movie, Galvatron has the Matrix, and Galvatron says to Hot Rod, "First Prime, then Ultra Magnus, and now you. I killed the 3 of you, and it's a pity you Autobots die so easily, or I might actually be satisfied about killing you." That is Galvatron telling Hot Rod, I killed Optimus. He said it. Optimus, from within the matrix of leadership, already forgave Hot Rod, is the one that dubs him Rodimus Prime. And a Rodimus Prime is a space truck based on the GM Bison. It is a futuristic truck because it's supposed to be 20 years from now. This is what the truck from the future in the world of tomorrow would look like. A lot of people think it looks like something else. But Rodimus Prime then now has to live with this new responsibility. He is now not only leader of the Autobots facing off against the Decepticons, he is now presidential. he has to lead the Autobots as trying to revive Cybertron, trying to rebuilds Metro or Autobot City and Metroplex, has to deal with the Quintesson threat, turns Cybertron into a peace conference, location. To Rodimus Prime, he's like, there were good old days where I was young and free and fast, and I didn't have to deal with all this responsibility, and I didn't have to jump into it. And then I became an adult and really appreciated the character. So I love Rodimus Prime because I know what it's like. That's exactly how I feel sometimes. I'm a dad. I have a responsibility to my kids. It's a hard responsibility. Wouldn't I love to go back to when I was 20? That's Rodimus Prime. Wouldn't I love to not have to deal with all the responsibility? I love my kids. But I also have the responsibility. I have to make sure that there's a roof over their head, that they have food on the table. That's Rodimus Prime. He has to make sure that the Autobots are protected. But he doesn't want to deal with that responsibility. He wants to give it up. He wants to go back to the days when he was young. And Optimus Prime was more of a not a military, but more of a war leader. So that's the reason why I love Rodimus Prime. So, and that, I feel for that character that way. So to answer your question, that's my long-winded answer about why I love Rodimus Prime. So, thank you again for another super chat, Anthony Haas. Speaking of Insecticons, what are the chances of other 3 characters in Perceptor's Wave? I would be kind of cool if they got bigger Insecticons, because the ones that we have now are I think they're Legends class, and they're okay, but maybe a little bit bigger would be kind of cool. Maybe not necessarily. It may probably be deluxe size, right? Like the same size as Huffer. But I would like to also see the other 4 Insecticons, like Ransack and Venom, those ones in particular. So, here we go. All the comments from the Rodimus Prime. Always liked Rodimus, to design, the character concept. He gets too much unneeded hate. Absolutely. Now, where are we? David Bishop, thank you very much for another channel membership. It's much appreciated. I really appreciate that, David. So awesome. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Ultra Magnus was better as second in command, like a vice presidential role, because Ultra Magnus, in a lot of season 3, is the field commander. So Rodimus Prime. Oh, you're gonna start Deluxe? I'm gonna have to slap you when we get to TFCon. Seriously. But yeah, no, Ultra Magnus was. I loved Ultra Magnus too. I loved the toy. The original toy was huge. It was Optimus Prime, like the white body Optimus Prime, but then it was like the big car carrier. And he's a brick, but he was cool. So, what is Megatron's favorite day? The day he killed Optimus Prime. That's his favorite day. But then again, he became Galvatron that same day. So I don't know if he really enjoyed that. He could have waited an eternity for this. Hasbro really hates Ultra Magnus. Yeah. They haven't been treating him very well. Where are we? What do I think of the episode Carnage in C Minor? It's an interesting plot marred by bad animation. It is the worst animated episode of the entire cartoon. That episode in particular is the worst animated wise. But story wise, it's okay. It's serviceable. It's not a bad episode. In fact, if anything, it goes to show you that Galvatron was better after Galvatron was better after Webworld, because he had a whole plan for getting the harmony and using Soundwave to do it. So, which I thought was kind of interesting. And it was a Soundwave episode. So it was actually really cool. It's just marred by the fact that it's animated by Acom. So, Yeah, somebody asked about Carnage and C or Carnage the symbiote, right? In the Child's Play is, oh, I hate watching that's the only good part of Child's Play is at the beginning when they're at a baseball game. That's the only good part of that episode. The Toys That Made Us. That was a pretty cool like documentary series. Yeah, that was a pretty cool. That definitely. I remember seeing 86 movie. I saw it in theaters. Yeah, Ultra Magnus got white for sure. You got to go now, model. It was good talking to you. That's right. In Ultimate Doom Part 2. That's right. I'd like them to repaint the siege mold in that green. It's like a line. It was like a pine. Yeah, it was a pine green. It's Bombshell, Kickback, and Shrapnel. Watch my Insecticons video if you've not seen it. I've done an Insecticons video. I've done an RC video. I've done I've done Galvatron. I've done Rodimus. I've done Ultra Magnus. I've done a whole bunch of different Autobots. So if you want to see the Insecticons, definitely watch my Insecticons retrospective. So if you've not seen that episode, that was my Halloween episode, I think a year or two ago, 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. Would be cool if they did. Definitely cool. Also, if you've not seen Larkin's Lair, you should definitely check his channel out too. He does a lot of toy reviews. He also does 3D prints. He has an Etsy store, and he does a lot of 3D prints for stuff. It's really cool. You should definitely check his channel out. So, I hate the name. Yeah, we all hate the name Slug. It's Slag. It is. Yeah, I did. My wife and I both sung Creepy Insecticons. So we're stuck with Scrapnel. Yeah, for now. It's Scrapnel. They used Hardshell for a while. They finally got back to Bombshell. And it's back to it's supposed to be Shrapnel, Kickback. Yeah, at least they still have Kickback. Yeah, Slag, not Slug. See, Slag makes sense because he's molten. He shoots fire, and it's molten fire. Like it comes out of his mouth, basically melts metal. That's what a slag is. It's molten metal. So, have I gotten interest for a Japanese character retrospective? I would love to do a Star Saber retrospective, or I've already done. I would probably do Scorponok like as well because it would go into Black Zarak. I've already done God Jinrai. Maybe I would do Overlord, or maybe Lyle Kaiser would be cool to do a retrospective on. But I would actually need to go back and rewatch. I still need to rewatch Victory again. So, and where was that one comment that I saw? Oh, my Halloween video is in the works because the retrospective that I'm working on is on a character that has a connection to the character I'm doing for Halloween. If that makes any sense. Jazz and Blaster. I've done a Jazz video. I probably should redo the thumbnail so that more people know that it's about Jazz. And Blaster. I need to do a video on Blaster. Deathsaurus. Yeah, Deathsaurus should do a video on him, right? Slag is a swear word in the United Kingdom. Well, I wonder, some people and the thing is that in the UK, the words does still mean molten metal. It also is used as slang for something else. That's the reason why they changed it. It's been fun. Thanks coming in, Hoist. I saw your idea. I'm repeat that. I'm not sure where if I lose it. Thundercracker is a video. Who is Monka Spanka? Thundercracker is definitely one I want to do. I've been thinking about redoing my Starscream videos, my first 2 Starscream videos, to be like more retrospective and then into. But then again, I don't know if I need to do that because it's already like there's already enough Starscream, right? So why not just do Thundercracker? Yeah, our worlds are in danger. Oh yeah, they made Kickback talk like shrapnel in the game. That's right. Do I think Dirge is the Kenny? No. He doesn't die that much. Optimus and Starscream die more often. If you have fandom influence discussion, there's a lot of people you can contribute ideas. Yeah, I don't mind people giving me suggestions on stuff like that. Like you can, people are more than I'm more than willing to take suggestions. I have things written down like for characters that I'm doing research on and topics of discussion. Here's the thing. When I started Transformers discussions, do you know what Transformers discussion was? It was me trying to solve Transformers continuity errors. Because to me, G1 was Transformers, right? So I did Who Became Cyclonus. Who Became Cyclonus was like my first retrospective. In fact, 2015, I did my I did a video game review for Transformers Devastation. I think that's when the year the game came out. And then it was Who Became Cyclonus were my first 2 videos on the channel. So, that's when I first started, was doing the Transformers Devastation video game review. And then I did the Who Became Cyclonus not that long after. And it's Skywarp. So, and then I already did a Skywarp retrospective because it's a follow-up to Who Became Cyclonus. So, do I think Air Acted and Michael Bay would look like a motorcycle? What? I don't know if they would do her justice at all. Yeah, they made him look horrible. Not a fan of that robot mode in particular. Didn't mind the jet mode. Jet mode, I like the SR-71. Thoughts on Barricade as a concept? I like the concept of Barricade. I mean, first of all, the G1 Barricade was a Micromaster, so bad cop Barricade. I just would wish that Prowl came into came in there to actually face off against Barricade. That would have been cool. Good cop, bad cop. Would have loved to have seen that dynamic. Yeah. There you go. Do I have any Godzilla figures? Yes, I do. I have the Trendmasters 90s Godzilla figures, and I have the where are we? I have the NECA Godzilla versus Biollante Godzilla figure as well. Awesome figure. That to me is like my favorite Godzilla figure that I've gotten, is that Godzilla figure, and it's only like 6 inches tall, I think it is. All long, super long tail, mouth opens up. You can put fire, the fire effects in it. Very posable. The joints are super tight. Like NECA did an amazing job on that Godzilla figure. Awesome job on that Godzilla figure. So to punish and enslave, yeah, it was kind of a cool. And I would have loved to have seen Prowl been like the antithesis to that. What am I planning on getting at TFCon? That's a good question. I'm going to be on the lookout for stuff with nothing in particular in mind. If I find a good deal and I really want it, I may get it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Don't know. Was Flint Dilly part of making the 1986 movie? Yes, he was. Ron Friedman wrote the first draft for Transformers the movie, and they had multiple drafts. Flint Dilly was the story editor, and he wrote his own draft with I think it was Jay Bacall. The two of them wrote it together, and their draft was called The Secret of Cybertron. And that right now is lost to time unless Flint Dilly is able to find it. And Flint Dilly eventually incorporated some of the elements of The Secret of Cybertron into Five Faces of Darkness. Now, Flint Dilly was the story editor. Now, if you're not familiar with what the story editor did back in G1, was Ron Friedman did it initially, and then Flint Dilly eventually took over. The story editor tries to make sure that the characters sound correct, that there's certain connections that are supposed to be there with certain continuity things and such. They will cross out lines on a script to try and make sure a character sounds better. Ron Friedman is the reason why we have brilliant my boron compressor. That was Ron Friedman who wrote that line. Even though the episode is still credited to, I think it's George Arthur Bloom, was Bryce Malek, and I can't remember the other writer's name, but Ron Friedman was the one who went in and scratched off some of the dialogue and made the dialogue better. Flint Dilly eventually took over towards the second half of season 2 and throughout season 3, and he was also the story editor for the movie. So he has the final say, really, of who became Cyclonus, because, he's the one who and I've interviewed him. I talked to him online. Like he even did what he did. So yeah, it's Flint Dilly who has the credit for that. So saw screenshot of episode Transformers Prime. There was a bunch of different things that were supposed to be in Transformers Prime. For season 3 is a mess because of that. So where was that one question? Like to see dynamic. Yeah. Do you still I hope you still have at least one sound wave for yourself, because that figure is cool. I really love the figure. So I think that starting to post TF characters in Hasbro mode have appeared in a long time. Nice pine. Yeah, it'd be really cool if they did. Greg Berger is a cool guy if you meet him in person, and he's a great. He loves doing his Grimlock voice. So maybe next time they do a convention in this area. I know RetroCon is every year, Oaks, Pennsylvania. Yeah, okay, you still have one. Okay, cool. Need to see Transformers reanimated to get rid of the errors and put back in the deleted scenes. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to give a shout out to a guy. I'm going to find him right now on Twitter. Stan Chow. Awesome artist. He has been working on doing the storyboards for Transformers the movie. Check this out, guys. Check this out. This is Stan Cho on Twitter. He's been working on these right here. I'm going to go back and see they actually get the final completed. Yeah, it's a huge sequence that he worked on. And I don't know if he has the whole. He's been working on this whole scene so that here we go. So Devastator comes in, whole transformation sequence. Ultra Magnus rolls in, transforms. This is a deleted scene from Transformers the movie, and Stan Chow animated it for fun. So this is the actual scene that takes place while Optimus Prime is barreling through Decepticons during the touch. Ultra Magnus rolls in. There's Devastator, because Devastator just beat the Dinobots. And Ultra Magnus rolls in. Red Alert, tracks, sideswipe, and Ultra Magnus all transform. And so he did the animation, for that. And then he did the animatics where Devastator comes in. They shoot missiles. He's been working on it. And I think this is a better animation. Then they get knocked down. They transform. And so the missiles hit them. They transform. And then So I think this is the complete sequence. All right, I don't want to get hit with a copyright with that one, so because if he's playing sound. But then the final part of it is he actually modified this so that the Decepticons are shooting. And so what here is Megatron comes in, and then the actual scene from the movie. So that's exactly how he did it. So he has the Constructicons get knocked down. There's Megatron. Megatron turns around. There's Prime. So that's exactly how it would have been if it was in the actual movie. So imagine seeing that animated that way. Yeah, just would have just been so cool to actually see it that way. Well, wish that was in the movie. Totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah, very impressive, right? So when I saw this, I was like, dude, yeah. In fact, if anything, if you guys are on Twitter, just shout him out and say, hey, Rodimus just showed this on your on his stream, so giving him a shout out. So yeah, that was like the last charge. And you see, the thing is that would have been cool because it's also Ultra Magnus in car carrier mode, right? Coming in, and then the Autobots roll off of him, then transform so that he can transform. Like that, just seeing that in action was so cool. It would be that Transformers would be by the way, speaking of which, there is a lot of deleted scenes in Transformers the movie that would have really expanded upon the story in a lot of ways that I think that would have been better. For starters, remember when Ultra Magnus, first and foremost, when Ultra Magnus and the Autobots prepare to leave on the shuttles, Inferno and Blaster stay behind on Earth. And Inferno says to Ultra Magnus, good luck, Ultra Magnus. He actually says that. His line is actually recorded, apparently. But they deleted that scene out. They did delete out Red Alert's death. So Red Alert didn't die because the storyboard was never, brought into the actual finished film, which is why Stan Cho animated that this way for his own personal, use. But anyway, when the Autobots and the shuttle leave, the two shuttles leave, they actually use a maneuver to get away from Galvatron and the Decepticons. And then Galvatron says, they did that to me before back on Beta 4. And then, congratulations, Autobots, we've lost them. So rest while you can. Yeah, the dust was so thick on Beta 4 that you had to use windshield wipers on your optic sensors. So Galvatron remembers that he was Megatron and that the Autobots at one time got away from him at Beta 4. Kup is remembering Beta 4, right? And that would have been an amazing scene to correlate, but it was cut for time. So the ship just gets away and, we lost him. Well, what did you lose him? We didn't see him get lost. Like, we missed that. It was a cut scene in the movie. Another cut scene was, I think there were a couple other different cut scenes about certain character deaths and stuff like that. Like, I know that, who was it? Bombshell was supposed to have been shot and killed by Mirage. And that's the reason why Shrapnel and Kickback eat the door, because Bombshell's already dead by that point. So when Megatron says, breach their defenses. So that's just a little extra, stuff. So I've been rambling. If you guys have been enjoying, I hope you guys have been enjoying my ramblings, going on and on and on and on stuff. And if you've not seen my other channel, I have RodimusPrimal Talks. So yeah, Mirage would have shown up in the movie. It would have been cool. Definitely would have been cool. Apparently, Mirage was supposed to have also been killed by Megatron. So if, at least we were spared another casualty. It's a long time coming. Finally back in the streams. Yeah, I just decided to do, hey, what's going on there, Lio? Do I prefer Inferno being the Red Autobot? I like them both for different reasons. I would have liked to have seen Inferno versus Inferno in the War for Cybertron. I really would have liked to have seen that battle. It's a good type of rambling. Who am I going to call? He-Man Ghostbusters? Well, my shirt actually says greatest father in the universe. My wife got me the shirt because you know, I'm a dad of two. So have a theory. Don't ridicule me. Who else saw Orion's best friend? Dion from G1 could have been revived as Orion. Well, yeah. I mean, I did the Dion video, and my theory is that he became either himself as a component or as armor for Ultra Magnus. So we'll say hi at TFCon. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Liam. Thank you, Duke. I'm sure she appreciates that. Personally, like it when characters who share names have some connection. I'd like to if like you should not. Well, I like how Megatron in that was the one thing I did like in Kingdom was that Siege Megatron told Kingdom Megatron, you need to change your name. And I'm purposefully calling him Kingdom and Siege for a reason. So who is the oldest? Cup is definitely older than Ironhide. I would have liked to have seen them in the cartoon. That's the thing, you know. So I've been rambling now for an hour and a half. My throat is a little tired, and I'm going to get back to work on this next retrospective. I will do this for you guys since you guys have stuck with me now for a while with 114 of you guys watching. I'm going to share my screen and you guys are going to be able to see again how much work I've been putting on my latest retrospective. This is how far the video has been edited so far. And yeah, definitely need a fisherman's friend lozenge. Yeah. And I've got some work to do. Definitely got some work to do. But check this thing out right here. This was actually in the TV magazine for the Transformers manga. It takes me hours there. But Rodimus Prime, Ultra Magnus. So this is actually a really cool image that was found. I also want to give a shout out to Grimm because do I have it here? No, I don't. Grimm actually is been trying to find the animation models and trying to make sure that they're color matching their things, and I'm going to end up using some of his stuff for the particular character that I'm working on, whom you will find out. And if you are a member or a patron, you will you already know. So will I ever stream how I modify action figures? I'd have to get like a good camera setup. I don't have a good camera setup for that. So yeah. Do I do comics reviews? I've thought about that, like doing like actually like comic reviews. I was gonna actually start when the Transformers like when they rebooted IDW continuity, but then I couldn't even get issue 1 because the comic book stores didn't even order. But it takes me days. It does take me days to do a video. It does take me a long time because I do the research. Like I like if you look at my if you look at all of my videos, like I write out a script, I get all the research for it, type it out, and then I have to record the audio for it. And then once I've recorded the audio, I've got to edit the audio, got to splice in the parts of the episode, find the images from the Marvel comics or whatever comic book I'm pulling the images from. If it's a toy image, I do all Photoshop work in order to do the outlines to try and make it like so that I can use that image elsewhere if I needed to, or if I needed to slide. So I'll do it like I always do it in a transparent background. There's a lot of Photoshop work there. And yes, I did show off my Teespring store. So I did a lot of Teespring stuff. Like I was showing off like all the designs in the video. Um, Dweller in the Depths. Dweller in the Depths, I think, is a Nightmare Planet. I think, were the like around the Halloween theming for episodes. I think I missed your what if concept. I think Sentinel Prime is a father figure. Yeah, CWO for life. Yeah, Con World Order, because Decepticons. I did a Decepticon World Order. Was a lot of fun making that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the idea of. To me, Alpha Trion is the one who built Optimus Prime. Sentinel Prime was the leader of the Autobots before Optimus, but Alpha Trion took and held on to the Matrix after Sentinel died. So, favorite stories from the Marvel comics or are you talking about specifically for Transformers? I liked the arc overall when Buddy Yansky took over, like issue 5 through 12, as a single story, as a one like long story. It was good. Then I really liked one of my favorite issues from Buddy Yansky's run was the 2-part Blaster story on Cybertron, which was the Bridge to Nowhere, I think it was, where Blaster and Scrounge, have to fight Straxus. Great story. Great story. I also really love, what's it called? I really love the Underbase Saga. Was a good story. Starscream ends up getting the ultimate power and actually dies. And I did a video on that. If you have not seen that, I've done a video on Starscream getting the power of the Underbase. And then when Simon Furman took over, I really enjoyed Matrix Quest. Matrix Quest was a great story. I love Thunderwing. And then I think that once they started getting into Unicron was actually kind of anticlimactic, if that's the best way that I can describe it. Take care, Fire Brothers. Good having you on the stream. And then, of course, if I was to say my favorite UK stories, Time Wars was cool, which all the stories that lead into Time Wars is basically an overarching plot over a bunch of issues. You remember picking up a G1 Marvel comic and going, who the heck is Thunderwing? He was leader of the Decepticons at the time. He was leader of his own Decepticon squad at the time. And he had affinity for the Matrix. So he was actually able to use the Matrix. And he beat Optimus Prime with it. He actually took the Matrix of leadership and beat him with it. Favorite comic original character? Are we talking about the Marvel comics specifically? Good question. Because like most of the characters that they used were from the actual toy line. Circuit Breaker, I would say, or and Death's Head. Yeah, Thunderwing was actually a toy. He was a pretender in the 88 toy line. Yeah, the 88 toy line. Every time you grabbed the comic as a kid, it was so different. It can get that way. This is why I say like I enjoy the G1 cartoon immensely for that. Positives and negatives for Transformers Prime. I liked a lot of the storylines in Transformers Prime. I think that it suffered a lot from things that were beyond its control. And in some cases, it was its own control. I did not like the heavy influence from the movies that were injected into it. Like I like Optimus Prime always having a faceplate. Optimus Prime should always have his faceplate up, and he should be talking like this. So his faceplate goes up when he talks. So I don't like the idea of the retractable. I just don't like it. Just do not like it. Megatron's design. If he had a little bit more G1 Megatron face, I would have been okay with it. But the overall robot design is awesome. I wish he had a Earth mode in addition to his, or maybe like a space flight mode or something that would have been a little bit more cool to, you know. Third season was a mess in a lot of ways, but like I have ups and downs about Prime. So, and I enjoy the show. I'm not sitting here trying to like tear it down just to tear it down. Like this, there's constructive criticism for it. Someone wanted G1 cartoon. What do I think happened to Chip? Just think he just happened to not be around. He must have stayed in his neighborhood, like where Spike lived was in Oregon, because that's where Mount St. Hilary was, and Chip probably stayed in that area. There's also talk that Chip Chase actually became Prowl. Like that's how Prowl came back to life. But then that ended up being the Vinyl Tech storyline, which ended up being an alternate universe. So plot holes with plot hole explanations. That's kind of where that started. I don't like the Fallen Hero, former boys with Prime. Yeah, I never liked that either. That's definitely not the thing that I like at all. Sparkplug, I just think he probably just like Chip, probably just stayed in the area. You know, Spike at that time is already like, because if it's 20 years in the future, Spike is 35. So Sparkplug is probably a little too old to be going around hanging out with Transformers. So he probably just retired. Welcome to the stream, Diamond Lock. Where is Autobot City located? Okay, so Autobot City is in close vicinity to Lookout Mountain. Lookout Mountain is there's an actual Lookout Mountain in the United States. And Lookout Mountain is, if you were on Lookout Mountain, and I could be wrong, correct me on the geography on this, is at the border of 4 U.S. states around Tennessee, Georgia, I think it's South Carolina, and one more. It's actually like on the borders of 4 different states, and that's Lookout Mountain. And Autobot City is in close vicinity to that because of the natural resources of it. Whereas Mount St. Hilary, which is based on Mount St. Helens, is in Oregon. So that's the big geographical difference between that's, the Louisiana is the other one of the 4. So I would say it's probably somewhere in Tennessee. That would be my best guess, just based on geography of where Autobot City is versus Mount St. Hilary. So, yeah. I think there is one place in the U.S. or 4 states border. Don't hold me to that. Yeah, I think that's, I could be wrong. I think that's the geography of Lookout. You can actually Google it. Lookout Mountain. So it's a cool, different thing there. When did I lose interest in G1 toys during the original run? You want to know something? I didn't lose interest. I bought MicroMasters, Action Masters. That's it. Action Masters is when I stopped buying Transformers, and I was done with. I did not like Action Masters at all. I did not buy a single Action Master, and the thing is that they're not bad action figures. They're just not Transformers. So that to me was the death of Transformers to me. So I didn't buy a single Action Master at the time. And this isn't to say that, like I said, again, it's not that they're bad toys. They're just not Transformers. And pretty much we got that with RED now. But Action Masters was Lookout Mountain is in Georgia. Okay. Yeah. So Georgia, Tennessee, like right there on that border. But yeah, that's when I lost interest. And then Generation 2 came. And I was ecstatic. I was like, dude, Optimus Prime is on the toy shelf right now, and I can buy him right now, Generation 2. Bought him, bought Starscream, bought Jazz, bought Sideswipe, bought the Dinobots, bought the Constructicons, got all the Minibots, Bumblebee, everything. So I was really big into G2 for the toy line for the first year and a half. And then Megatron came out, and he was a tank. and and I liked the tank. It was a big, honky. I still have it. It's a G2 tank. It's a Megatron was a big giant green tank, and it was an awesome toy, and it had lights and sounds and everything. And I bought the lightning rod toys, which were like electro, and I also bought the combiners and such. So that was all in G2. And I think it was like a year off from Transformers from there because I was getting into X-Men. I was getting into Spider-Man a lot more. I mean, I already was into X-Men and Spider-Man, but it was like I was getting more into it because of I think the cartoons and stuff like that. Other cartoons were coming out, and girls, yeah. And then in the midnight, like early to mid '90s, it was girls. So then Beast Wars came out, and Beast Wars, I was not able to get into Beast Wars at first, but Beast Wars, in my opinion, saved Transformers. It saved the franchise because without Beast Wars, Transformers would not be around right now. So even though people say, "Oh, I hate Beast Wars," dude, Transformers is around today because of Beast Wars. G2 towards the end was getting ridiculous with some of the toys. Laser Rod Optimus Prime is a great figure. I have the Scourge version of it, and I missed it because it never showed up in my Toys R Us. Do I ever think a Masters of the Universe Transformers cartoon production? Probably will not happen. Hasbro and Mattel won't do a crossover. So watch G1 first. Yep. You were born in '90. So if you watch G1, then you watch the G2 cartoon. Probably because it was the Generation 1 cartoon was repackaged as Generation 2 in 1993. Right? Yeah, 93. Love G1, love Beast Wars. Absolutely. Why isn't the motorcycle pink? I don't know. I remember having Megatron as a tiny blue Machine Wars. Machine Wars. Yep. That was 1997 or 8. It was a KB Toys exclusive. It was like 1 year, and it was that mold was used again in Robots in Disguise 2001 as Wind Shear. So came in a 2-pack with Tow Line, I think, and then Skyfire came with skids. Filmation, the cartoon is not, but we probably wouldn't see the cartoon universes combined. There's too much legal loopholes with that. We talked about the news earlier in the stream. Yeah, we talked about that. Who the heck is Tow Line? He's basically Hoist in 2001 Robots in Disguise. Machine Wars were good figures for being repaints. Yeah, a lot of them were retools. That's right, because they were also late end Generation 2 toys redecoed. I think were some of them. Except and then Optimus Prime was Thunderclash. Like everyone knows his Thunderclash was actually. I know who Commander Radix is. I don't think he's really doing Transformers stuff anymore, is he? I think because last I heard about him, he was done with Transformers at that time. Transformers GoBots crossover, maybe it might. I mean, they kind of do. They already do like sprinkle them in wherever they can, but you're probably not going to see any of that. Okay, Starscream was Skyquake. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Bug Bite. Do I have any suggestions for alt modes and Transformers waking up in 2005 concept? Uh, mm, Probably not. Hmm. Love Beast Wars cartoon, just not the figures. I can understand that. I mean, if you don't like animal beast modes, but then again, if you get into the transmetals, transmetal figures were phenomenal because then it was starting to get into like not only were they robots, like they were more robotic. Yes, I have been asking for this one forever, and I think with this one now we're at an hour and 47 minutes. My throat is thoroughly tired and exhausted. I really appreciate the super chats, guys. I really appreciate the chatting with all of you guys in the stream. You know, I believe it's David Bishop was another channel member. You know, be sure to check out my Teespring store, and be sure to check out more of my videos. I have lots of stuff. I have another retrospective coming, so you can expect that very very soon. But it is closing time. It is definitely closing time. It is 10:20. I can still hear my kids awake, which means that I definitely need to go do some dad duty before getting this getting back to work on this video. It has been a fun stream. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of the channel. And yeah, good night.